You think you chose this video. You didn't. The moment you clicked, the decision was already made, before you were even aware of it. That job you said yes to, that person you fell in love with, even that argument you picked yesterday, not choices, just echoes of past conditioning. You are not the author of your life. You're just the narrator of decisions made in the dark. What if I told you your consciousness is just the press secretary of your subconscious? The truth is harsh. You are not as free as you think, and you've never truly had control. Let's be honest. Free will? It's a beautiful lie. Your brain makes decisions up to 7 seconds before you're even aware of them. This isn't philosophy, it's neuroscience. In 1983, Benjamin Libet ran an experiment. He asked people to press a button whenever they felt like it and monitored their brain activity. What he found shook the world. The brain's readiness potential fired well before the person said, "Now I decided." In other words, by the time you feel you've made a choice, your brain has already locked it in. And this doesn't just happen in labs. Every day, your preferences, reactions, even desires are shaped by prior conditioning, dopamine cycles, environmental triggers. You are not a captain steering a ship. You are the wind, the current, the storm, but never the helm. Think of this. You walk into a grocery store. You reach for your favorite brand of cereal. Why that one? Because it's always been your favorite? Or because it's always been placed at eye level since you were a child? Your preference is a memory shaped by decades of exposure, millions in marketing budgets, and childhood breakfast routines you never chose. Now scale this up. Your love life, your career, your moral values. How much of it is you, and how much is programming? Meet Sarah. She broke up with 3 different men, but every time the same words left her lips. "It's not you. I just need space." But therapy revealed a pattern. She wasn't afraid of intimacy. She was afraid of repeating her parents' marriage. Her decision to leave wasn't free. It was inherited, encoded by watching love rot behind closed doors. How many of your decisions are just echoes? Echoes of trauma, of fear, of unseen forces. It's like choosing to walk a road without realizing the road was paved by someone else. You think you're steering, but you were nudged, and nudged, and nudged, until you mistook momentum for choice. So, if you aren't really free, then what can you do? Here's the truth. You may never be 100% free, but awareness is power. The moment you recognize the script, you can rewrite it. Step 1. Pause the autopilot. Next time you feel yourself reacting, stop. Ask, is this really me? Or is this my father's voice, my culture's fear, my trauma's reflex? Step 2. Trace the root. Most of your instincts have fingerprints. Who taught you that love means sacrifice? Who made you believe success requires self-abandonment? Once you trace the source, you weaken its control, because ghosts can't haunt you in daylight. Step 3. Reclaim the pen. If your life is a narrative, then start editing. You can't change chapter 1, but you can write chapter 20. Choose slowly, choose consciously, choose messily if you must. But let it be yours, not theirs, not fears, yours. You once thought you were the driver. Now you know you were the passenger, tied to the wheel, believing your movement meant direction. But what if life isn't about control, but about conscious surrender? What if true freedom isn't to escape programming, but to understand it deeply and choose which parts to keep? Your mind is a layered city. Some streets were built before you were born. Some shadows don't belong to you, but you walk in them every day. To awaken isn't to tear it all down. It's to bring light into it, to stop blaming the dark and start learning how to see. This journey of becoming real, of becoming self. It's not a straight line, it's a spiral. Each time you return to the same pain, you're not failing. You're arriving with more wisdom, more compassion, more choice. So no, you may never be completely free, but you can be conscious. You can choose to be here in this moment as the witness, the editor, the quiet rebel who says, I see the code, I honor it, and still, I will write something new. So if you're watching this, you're not just a thinker, you're a witness to the strange machine of the self. You've felt it, haven't you? That quiet discomfort when your habits betray your dreams, that invisible tug, when your voice isn't really yours, that moment you laughed, but it wasn't your joy. It was a reflex, a mask, but here's the secret. No one tells you you're not broken. You're scripted, and you are waking up. Waking up is painful because it means giving up the comfort of blame. You can no longer say, it's just how I am. You'll have to say, this is who I choose to become. So if you've made it this far, you're already different. You're part of the 1% who dared to look inward and not look away. You're not here to consume, you're here to rewire. Welcome back to the hard, beautiful work of becoming someone real. Leave. A word in the comments that represents who you're becoming, not who you were, not who you should be, but who you are choosing. Now, with eyes wide open. There's a strange paradox you're beginning to see now, that even when you feel most autonomous, you are often just acting out patterns, memories recycled, beliefs inherited, desires implanted. You choose what you want, but who taught you to want it? Every opinion you hold was once someone else's sentence, someone else's survival strategy that found a home in you. You became a container for your culture's fears and your family's unspoken grief. You didn't start as a blank slate. You were born into unfinished stories, and the ink was already wet when you arrived. You inherited your parents' silences, your ancestors' traumas, your community's compromises. You are not broken, but you are echoed, and the most dangerous echo is the one that convinces you it's your own voice. So the real rebellion, it isn't noise, it's silence, a sacred, uncomfortable stillness where you refuse to act just because it's familiar, where you don't respond just because it's expected. When you hold that space between the trigger and your next breath, you begin to hear something else. Not the echoes, not the programming, but a faint signal, something ancient, something original, something yours. You begin to rewrite your story, not with loud declarations, but with soft refusals. I won't repeat that cycle. I won't pass this on. I won't live a script I never chose. That's the quiet beginning of real agency. And now you may feel something else. Not clarity, but weight. Because once you awaken, you can't go back. You can't unsee what you've seen. You can't unknow the scripts. You can't pretend your voice was never borrowed. And that can be terrifying. Awareness doesn't come with instant peace. It comes with responsibility, with grief for the years you lost, to roles you didn't audition for. But listen, that grief is sacred. It means you are alive. It means you care. It means you're not sleepwalking anymore, and you're not alone. Somewhere out there, someone else is watching this at 3 a.m., headphones on, staring at a screen with tears in their eyes, whispering, yes, this is me. We are scattered across cities, countries, continents, but we are the same kind, the kind that aches for authenticity, the kind that won't settle for scripts, the kind that asks why, even when the answer hurts. You are not just a viewer. You're a node in a quiet rebellion, a lighthouse for someone else, just like this moment was for you. And so, I thank you for staying, for feeling, for choosing to wake up when sleep was easier. You are not walking this road alone. I walk with you.